Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Welcome to Speak. I'm Joy Taylor, joined by two legends, Super Bowl champion Keyshawn Johnson and NBA Finals MVP Paul Pierce.
Hey.
Man, you survived.
Red carpet
You're
Paul.
back. What you mean you don't start? I'm just glad you survived. You're back. That's all I'm saying.
Why would you see this? Why would I survive?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because you Paul Pierce, and I'm sure everybody's grabbing and pulling at you from every angle. What's so funny about that? I wouldn't be caught. Never mind.
We Paul's red carpet looks later in the show. Aaron Rodgers is officially in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. We have fresh footage of a fresh quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, at mandatory minicamp. Rodgers' 21st season in the NFL will be in the black and yellow under head coach Mike Tomlin. Rodgers spoke to the media for the first time as a Steeler today about his decision to sign for the team and how it's going in Pittsburgh. Let's take a listen.
I don't want to shortchange the guys and be, sign, but be elsewhere mentally or physically. So until I could be here and be all in, I needed to take care of my business. Everything's new. It's like the first day of school. I don't know a lot of guys' names. They don't have names on the back of the jerseys here. They don't have names on the doors in the meeting room. So I literally walk out of the locker room lost, try and grab somebody. Hey, where am I going? A lot of decisions that I've made over my career and life, from strictly the ego, even if they turn out well, are always unfulfilling. But the decisions made from the soul are usually pretty fulfilling. So this was a decision that was best for my soul. And I felt like being here with Coach T and the guys I got here, and the opportunity here was the best for me. And I'm excited to be here.
So, Key, what's your reaction to what you heard and saw from Rodgers' first day as a Steeler?
Well, it's his decision he made best for his soul. So it's, I'm just glad he's there. I'm glad he's there. Had he gone to OTAs, maybe he would know certain people's names by now and how to get to
Can
certain
someone get him a schedule?
places. And
Seems like someone's not. The email is going to spam to let him know what the off-season schedule is.
he'll be all right, though. I mean, look, like I said to you guys early on, when we first started having this conversation about the Steelers, however many months ago or whatever it was, that when he's ready to come in, he'll go. And the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers obviously had early conversations about when he was going to make an appearance and sign his contract. For those on the internet, as you like to say, Joy, he is now officially a Pittsburgh Steeler,
Thank
so
God
we could
for
have that conversation.
Otherwise, none of us would know what the plan was.
So look, let's just get out there, throw the ball around a little bit, have some fun, and let's try to win some games.
What? What, is this a seventh grade flag football? What are you talking about?
Hey, that's the way you got to look at it right now.
Let's go out there and throw the ball
let's
around,
throw the ball
have
around,
a good
'cause
time, and try and win some games.
That's his mentality as he walks out on the field without knowing his teammates. His approach.
What are you, Andy Dalton?
His approach is throw the
some
ball, let's have some fun, try to win some games.
Fun.
Keep it nice and corporate and simple, just like he just did. Y'all funny as hell.
You think he's not going to have no impact? Y'all think he's not going to have no impact?
Y'all who? Joy, don't say y'all.
You think he's there to throw the ball around and have a good time?
Yeah, I think he's going to. I don't think they're going to be any better than they were a year ago, but I don't think they're going to be any worse. I know we all have been down on Rodgers, but when you look at the statistics, I know that the Jets didn't make the playoffs and things didn't end well, coaching and all this and the drama on, off the field and all of that. But when you look at just the numbers that he was able to put up, he still put up some respectable numbers, better numbers than some of the premier quarterbacks that we've seen in the NFL this year. Now, look, he had 28 passing TDs. You want to guess who this is in the blank slot? Guess who that is? Who had more passing TDs and more yards and less interceptions?
Patrick Mahomes.
One of the premier quarterbacks.
Patrick Mahomes. I told you.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
You want to know
great guess.
also who had more passing yards and passing TDs then? Another one. Let's throw him on the. These are.
Josh Allen.
Looks like Josh Allen to me.
Looks like Josh Allen.
And last but not least, a guy who takes care of the ball. We know he takes care of the ball better than any of them in the NFL. And guess who that is? Who he took care of the ball better than?
Jared Goff.
Jared
Goff.
So when we talk about Rodgers and we look at these 3 premier quarterbacks, statistically, he's still doing it.
But what are their soul scores?
What do they see? They don't. Soul scores are probably higher than Rodgers.
I'm not that.
Probably higher.
I'm not that smart. I was going to ask you though, Joy. What does he mean by the soul? Like, what is he?
Listen, I think I've made it clear to everyone, specifically through Paul Pierce's podcast, I'm not tapped into spirituality right now. But I hear you. He's capable of doing some good things. One thing that we know about Aaron Rodgers, unequivocally, no matter how terrible he plays, is that he takes care of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he's moving well. He's a year removed from Achilles. He's got his mind right. He's on time. It's a mandatory sign, fresh start. It looks like he has a clear head going into training camp. And I like all the positive things he said. So with the culture that they have down there with Mike Tomlin, listen, this is going to be better than we initially thought it would be. Now that the holdout is over, everybody can relax. The holdout is over. The news is broke. He's in camp throwing the ball. Now we can relax and get to football and see what Rodgers is going to give us in possibly his last year.
Yeah, clearly there was a lot of business he needed to handle, right? So I just want to make sure that this is not going to spam.
Do you feel like it's going to be a disaster?
No, I don't actually. I don't think it's going to be a disaster. I don't think that it will be a disaster because I don't think that Aaron is going to have anywhere near the control that he had in New York to make it a disaster. And I don't think that the Steelers' defense will ever play bad enough for it to be a disaster. And Mike Tomlin doesn't coach disastrous teams. So a disaster to me is, 6 or fewer wins.
Nah.
That's not happening. I don't think it's going to be a disaster. I don't think it's going to be as successful as people are saying. I actually think it's a wash. I think it will be pretty much the same as last year, except for I don't think that they will make the playoffs.
You can be right about that.
Let me ask you this.
Just fine.
Is this Super Bowl or bust?
For me, it is.
Yeah.
Because you don't get guys, regardless to what he's done in the past couple years, you don't get guys like that. Okay, he didn't come in as a backup.
He hasn't been to the playoffs in 5 years.
I understand that, but you don't sign guys like that to not have your eye on the prize. You just don't as a starter. Mm-hmm. You don't. Because if you just wanted to, think about this though, Joy, if they just wanted to make it to the playoffs, they could have signed 1,000 different quarterbacks just to make it to the playoffs because Mike Tomlin has done that in the past. They don't need Aaron Rodgers to just make it to the playoffs.
I mean, it's not like they're breaking the bank with him.
I can go with $13 million. Half of that 13, I can go and find a quarterback on somebody's roster that will help them just make it to the playoffs.
No, that ain't out there.
No, it is. I promise you. How many times has he made it to the playoffs with guys that are just guys with jerseys on?
Key, you search your soul. And
I have no idea what the hell that means.
And out comes you think that if the Steelers do not have a Super Bowl run this year, it's a failure for them. Because that's Super Bowl or bust.
Yes. Yes. You don't sign Aaron Rodgers.
You think that the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl this year with Aaron Rodgers?
I don't. But I'm not them. A question was posed to me from your mate next to you. I'm trying to answer it seriously.
No, because he said it last year with the Jets. It was Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, you don't.
But to me, it's Super Bowl or
let me
bust.
tell you something, man.
Yeah.
Teams don't go get great players. They don't go get great players.
But Aaron Rodgers is not a great player anymore.
Does he still carry that aura? He still carry that weight?
He was a great player.
You know what I'm saying?
If he didn't carry the weight to the Rooneys and Mike Tomlin, they would have just stuck with not Duck Hodges, but what's the dude's name? Mason Rudolph.
They tried. They tried to get Matthew Stafford. They tried to keep Justin Fields. And then there was Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, because they think in their minds that he has the capability, much like Matthew Stafford. Okay.
Oh, no. Come on.
No. I'm just telling you.
Come on now. Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers are not the same player right now.
Matthew Stafford has been a better quarterback in the last couple of years than Aaron Rodgers. There's no question about it.
But I don't think.
But the Pittsburgh Steelers, you got to listen to what I'm saying. The Steelers and their organization thinks that he's the answer to their quarterback problems for this year.
I think he was just the available one.
They could go get they could have signed damn Jameis Winston. If they just wanted a guy underneath the center.
Yeah, but I just think it's different this year. I think it's really different. Like, you're not going to just make the playoffs. You're not going to be at the top of the division after, like, the first 6 weeks like they was a year ago, because Baltimore is not going to fumble coming out the gate like they did a year ago.
No, I understand everything that you're saying, Paul. I'm just trying to give y'all what little bit of knowledge I may have. So
why is he third on the list? He was third on their list.
Remember because I'm going to try to get Matthew Stafford, which that was never going to happen. Just wasn't, nobody was ever getting Matthew other than Sean McVay and the Rams. So that was just something to just put out there to make it seem that way. But in the end, if they didn't think that he was capable of taking them further than where they've been in the last season and where they went last season, they could have just stuck with the quarterbacks that they already have on the roster, or go and get somebody else that helps them win games and not take them to where they want to go.
Right.
Well, Rodgers' one-year deal in Pittsburgh is filled with incentives, and Albert Breer revealed exactly what they are. So, Key, which incentives are the most realistic for Rodgers to hit this season?
Making the playoffs and maybe win a playoff game.
So the...
Oh, you mean number-wise? First two. So he'll most likely...
$500,000 if the Steelers make the playoffs, $600,000 for a wild card round win or a first-round bye.
Yeah, if they make the playoffs, he's going to pick up that $500,000. He's going to pick that up. Because they're going to make the playoffs, so he's going to pick that $500,000 up.
You don't think the...
What's the next one?
Well, you actually think that we can go all the way down.
No, don't stop. Joy, don't start. I do not think they're going to the damn Super Bowl. I'm just telling you what they think, that they have an opportunity
What about MVP?
No. Last MVP that Steelers had at the quarterback position was Terry Bradshaw. And he has 5 Super Bowl rings and 1 MVP. So that's not in the Steelers' wheelhouse. Ben never got an MVP. He won Super Bowls, but never got an MVP.
Well, I mean, the way that the numbers are, I'm being cheeky. I don't think he's going to win an MVP either. But what are the incentives you think he'll win?
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to the playoffs?
I think they will make the playoffs. I'm not sure if they can win a playoff game. So I guess, that's it. That's still not a bad little ticket, half a ticket.
Ain't nobody complaining.
Yeah. Get that half a ticket
Nobody
on the way out.
Nobody's complaining.
I mean, that's a $10 million guaranteed deal.
Yeah. So that's the most realistic until
at the end, you think that players aren't playing for money at this point in their careers, which is true. A guy like that probably isn't playing for money, but at the same time, he is playing for money.
Well, he's on a soul journey.
Everybody like to keep the money in their pocket.
The other major news, money-related, from Pittsburgh is that defensive star T.J. Watt did not report for mandatory minicamp as he seeks a new contract from the Steelers. The former Defensive Player of the Year is entering the final year of his current deal and will be subject to over $100,000 in fines if he skips all 3 days of camp. Well, it's that time of year, Key. How concerned should the Steelers be about T.J. Watt?
Not concerned at all. They shouldn't be concerned at all. They'll get a deal done. I mean, that's just the way it works. When you outperform your contract, when you are one of the best in your field, you should be compensated as such, period. End of discussion. Let's not even have a conversation about my money. Let's not have a conversation.
This is not a conversation. This happens every year. No, it does. I mean, what year do we go into the football season where it doesn't happen? Everybody always showed up. Dak and CD.
Except Le'Veon Bell.
Same thing happened to them. Look, even Jamar Chase and T. Higgins showed up and played. They didn't want to, but they eventually played themselves into a mega deal. So at the end of the day, this is a Defensive Player of the Year. You know, there's always going to be notable holdouts each and every year because he's outplayed without question his contract. I mean, he's probably number one in every statistical category since entering the league in 2007 when we talk about sacks, pressures.
2017, yeah.
Yeah, 2017, QB hits, all of that. So this is not a question. He's just going to get some extra days off. He's going to get some fine money taken out.
They're going to give it right back to him.
He's going to make that back. He's going to make that back up.
Yeah, you got to think, though, too, whoever their capologist is, he already has on the board when he was doing other people's deals, 2025, summer of 2025, TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Got a question mark. He already got that on the board. So they already know that they have to address this issue because guys and Myles Garrett's and now Micah Parsons and just guys getting new deals. So you just sit back and you say, man, you okay?
Yeah, TJ Watt's going to get paid. As Paul was saying, he's number one in sacks, QB hits, pressures, tackles for loss since entering the league in 2017. He and not only all of that, like not only is he one of the best defensive players in the league, he's the best player on the team.
Yeah, and they need him. They can't go into the season messing around.
He is the leader of the team.
Yeah.
He is the energy of the team. He's single-handedly won games for them when the offense wasn't performing.
Yeah,
all it is,
there's no question they're going to get this deal done.
What's the number? That's all it is.
Yeah.
What's the number? What's the
figure it out.
guaranteed? And how much are we giving you in the first 24 hours?
Yes. Coming up, the Thunder defense has made things difficult for Tyrese Haliburton, but has that hurt his superstar status? We'll discuss that next on Speak. And don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on Sirius XM. It's time to check in on our social life. The Pacers are in the NBA Finals for just the second time in franchise history, so the team came up with a creative way to share that history with fans. For just $20, the team will press an NBA Finals logo onto any fan's jersey in either the team store or right there in the concourse.
20. They're just making them 20s.
Man, you and I both, you know what I'm saying? I said the same thing in my mind. I said, that's cold-blooded. They done figured out, Rick, how to make some money. That's like, they took something out the Jerry Jones book.
Man,
Hey,
20.
could have been 30.
20.
And they would have still paid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fox Sports senior NBA analyst Rick Bucher is with us now. Do you think that that's cool or a little pricey for the patch?
$20? Today's world?
Yeah, inflation?
Yeah. And how many times is your team going to get there? No, I think.
Well, I mean, it's significantly
I don't think
cheaper
that's
than getting
crazy.
a new jersey.
Yeah, but what's a jersey? Jerseys are like, what, $80 now?
I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
you make it a honey?
Even
I
100?
don't know.
But is it the jerseys that they're purchasing now, or can you go back?
I think it's you can bring your
Like you
jersey
can bring
in.
your jersey and
and
they'll
have them put
the finals patch on
tag
it.
on. Yeah.
So,
What about
and they're
just-
going to sell some new jerseys, too, along
And then
the
they
way.
can go to
Hell
Steak
yeah.
and Shake after
Steak and Shake.
and
That's
compare.
On the corner.
Right there, it's the meeting spot for everything.
Now.
After prom,
After prom.
graduation.
After prom.
They go,
Taking
The combine.
NBA Finals. Pacers point guard Tyrese Haliburton hit the clutch game winner to take the series opener in Oklahoma City, but has been limited overall by the Thunder defense. Haliburton has been able to score late in games, but OKC held him to just 15 total points through the first three quarters in games 1 and 2 combined. Haliburton talked after game 2 about needing to be better. Let's take a listen.
I've had 2 really poor first halves, so I just got to figure out how to be better earlier in games. But kudos to them. They're a great defensive team, but watch the film, see where I can get better.
So, Paul, do we crown Haliburton as a superstar too soon?
no, he was born in the playoffs. Superstars are born in the playoffs. That's what we got to understand. And right before our eyes on this amazing playoff run, this Cinderella run that we've seen Indiana on and still is on, he's a superstar. I mean, come on. You don't just make multiple all-star games. Although he didn't make it this year, he had a down year in that department. He's on the Olympic team, for crying out loud. They don't just put anybody on the Olympic team. Come on now. I mean, and just don't any players make it to the finals without, having some type of superstar on the team. And regardless of what you think of Haliburton, he doesn't put up the gaudy numbers all the time. Remember, he's a pass-first guard. I can't even think of another pass-first guard that's in the league today. So when you look at his game, it's coming across quite unorthodox. Isn't that crazy that we call a pass-first guard of today's game unorthodox? Because most point guards are scoring point guards.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look all shiny and glistening and sexy his game all the time. But yes, he's a superstar without a doubt. I mean, this incredible run is going to be one for the ages. We're going to be talking about these iconic moments he was able to give us for a lot of years from now. There's superstars in the league today. I can't remember any of their playoff moments. But this run right here, I'm never going to forget this, the shot versus New York that hit the Statue of Liberty and came back down. The win one versus OKC on the road. What was the other one? Milwaukee or Cleveland?
Went by Giannis.
When he hit the shot and said, Cleveland, this is for you. And knocked down the three after he missed the free. I mean, it's just so many iconic moments he's given us. And that's what superstars do. They give us these moments on the biggest stage, and he has delivered that for us.
Hey, the series is tied. They stole game one in OKC. I don't care how bad he played out throughout the game. He hit the clutch shot to steal the game, snatch their heart. What are we talking about? That's what was required of him, and he did what he needed to do. So he didn't have the biggest statistical game in game two. They're going back to Indiana now. They'll have game three at home, and we'll see what he does there. We got to pump the brakes. We're so reactionary. He's had unbelievable moments throughout this postseason within a matter of 2 days because he didn't repeat with a game-winning shot that now all of a sudden he's not a superstar. We got to relax a little, take a little deep breath. That game wasn't even that bad. We thought that the Thunder were going to respond to that game.
What do we define as a superstar, first and foremost? That's really what I want to know.
Superstar.
What is a...
I will tell you, a guy who not only makes the game look easy for himself, but makes it easier for those around him. A guy who not only gets his numbers, but gets numbers for all the other guys around him. For me, that is an elite player. You got plenty of guys who can score. You got plenty of guys who can do their various things and they get their numbers. It's the guys who get everybody their numbers along with theirs that I consider superstars.
Okay.
A superstar is somebody that captivates the crowd, somebody that gives us moments that was hard for us to forget on the big stage. That's where superstars are born. And most of them are born in the playoffs. Some are given superstardom out the gate, a la Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, a la LeBron. But then others earn theirs, and Tyrese Haliburton has earned his superstar patch. Now, there's levels to superstardom.
I guess that's really what I'm trying to understand. Because there's levels to superstardom. So
yes,
for me, when I define, and look, I'm not hating. Okay, so let's not go there. We hating on Haliburton. No, it's not it.
The voice.
Because that's what they sound like.
That's what they sound like.
Dude, you just hating on him, man. Shut up, man. You don't know nothing. So when I think about superstar, I'm thinking moving the needle left and right. I'm thinking Steph Curry, LeBron James, young Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking some moments in the postseason and hitting a few shots because it's so early right now to say, oh, he's a superstar. Yeah. We've seen guys in the postseason have great postseason success, and then that's it.
Yep.
So it's just hard, Is he selling tennis shoes? How many commercials is he on?
Levels to it.
So, okay. So maybe he's a superstar in terms of everything you're saying on the court.
Well, hold on. I haven't given my answer yet.
Oh, I thought you just did.
I like what you're saying. No, you asked me the definition of a superstar.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry, I'm slow today.
Did we crown Haliburton as a superstar too soon?
Yeah. Because as has been mentioned, there are levels to it.
Levels to it.
And he's had moments, and he's looked like a superstar at times.
On the rise.
Yes, but I think that our expectation is when you're a superstar, whether you're always delivering or not, you're always going to get it, or you're always trying to get it. And I think the reason that we're asking this question right now is because we were wondering, much like we did with Anthony Edwards in the previous series, wait a minute, if you're this level of player, why are we wondering where you are? Why are we not feeling your presence? Now, they're not going to hit every shot. A superstar doesn't make every play, doesn't have big numbers every game, but you feel their presence. You feel them trying to impose their will on the game. And I think that's why the question was raised. Now, he's 25 years old. He's playing against the best defense in the league. We're 2 games into the finals. I'm not going to take anything away from him as a result of these 2 games. But I was still, I felt like he's a superstar in the making as opposed to an established superstar because of what he's done to this point. It's impressive what he's done. 25 years old, he leads the Indiana Pacers. Nobody had them in the finals this year. He's made big shots in every single series. He has the making of a superstar. But am I going to say that he's already stamped? I'm not ready to go there.
So is Ant-Man a
Don't
superstar?
things have to start somewhere?
And no, Jason Tatum's not a pure scorer.
Is
That's
Ant-Man
the
a
next
superstar?
question. No, he's not.
He's not?
No. He's not.
But see, Ant-Man's
already been
not?
labeled. He's already been anointed a superstar.
But
not in my
Ant-Man's
book.
not a-
But his is just Ant-Man's project on me different than Haliburton's. What I mean by that is because he's got some swag, he's got some snack, crackle, pop, he's got some stuff in him that
He's got a personality.
That's what I'm saying. He just got some stuff.
Is doing the choke after hitting
I
the
understand that,
almost game winner.
Yeah.
but almost game.
That was-
Almost game
No, but
winner
that
over
but
the-
that ain't
over the
Kinda took
Knicks.
away from it.
But that ain't natural to me. That's manufactured. He sat there and he looked at his locker, and they told him, "Oh, this is what Reggie did." Blah, blah. Opposed to what Ant-Man stuff it's just flow different.
Organic.
To me. Yeah, it's just organic to me. It's not like manufactured.
How could he plan on hitting a game
No,
winner?
not hitting.
But
a
he
game
was
winner,
planning on the celly. He said he was
celebration.
planning on the
Yeah,
celly
the
at some
celebration.
point.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would be too.
See, this is why I didn't even want to have this conversation. Because it sounds like you hating on him,
Yeah.
but we not.
Listen, nobody's hating. This is what we get paid to do. It's our
But
job.
it sounds like it,
This is
though.
what we have
That's
to do
all.
today.
It
Listen,
just
half
sounds like it.
the people can't even name the Pacers starting 5.
Fair.
And he's dragged them to the finals.
Fair.
You know,
It's a great accomplishment. But Paul, you just said it.
Don't
Like,
things have to start
superstar-
somewhere? Like,
it's more than just being a
don't we
great
have to
player.
begin?
It's
Like,
just
can we just say this is the beginning of him being a superstar?
Yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah.
That's what we said. We
Yeah.
said he's on
But
his
he
way.
is. Well,
But
no,
he
no,
is
but
there.
on your way
Superstar in
is
the
like
making.
you're
Superstar
still
in
in
the
the car.
making.
Like,
yeah.
superstar
I think it's
he's
written in
there.
pencil. His
he's
superstar
ordered
development-
appetizers.
What's going to get him over the top?
Winning this
So
championship.
if he don't win this, he's not a superstar now.
It's just, it's
See
hard,
what I'm
man.
saying?
No, I don't. It's not.
So if
It's-
they don't win, he's not a superstar.
No, I'm saying if he doesn't win the championship, to me, it's still gonna be like, oh, he's a star. That's to me.
that's where I am with Ant. I think Ant's a
Olympic
star.
gold medal. That's been on All-Star teams.
I got all
That's
of that.
Dragged this team to
Played
the
8.7
finals.
minutes.
It was in the Eastern
He averaged
Conference Finals
8.7
last
minutes on the
year.
Olympics.
Stop.
It was in the Eastern Conference Finals
Eastern
last
Conference
year.
Finals last year. He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
He's done more than most 25-year-olds have done in this short period of time.
I guess.
So he's like the Brock Purdy of
No, but when I see
basketball. That's what
when
y'all
I think
giving him.
about superstar, though,
Ooh.
Paul, I think when I
Ouch.
say superstar, I'm just talking about guys at the top.
There's levels, though.
I know, but
Because if we say...
why we
pure-
gotta say superstar? Why can't just say a star?
All right, so we saying superstars, if you want to ask me, it's only 4 of them in the league.
Okay.
That's
Well, then why
that's
are we- okay. Who are
Like,
they?
if we talk about like
Man,
just like
I can't wait to
high
hear this.
level,
Yeah.
the 4 superstars,
Yeah,
I can tell you right now,
Yeah.
Curry, LeBron, KD, and Giannis.
Okay.
I'll give you 5.
That's
I'll
it.
give you a
Jokic?
5th. I'll give you a 5th.
No.
I'll give you
Jokic's
a
not a
5th.
superstar.
Jokic.
And
I'll
you
give Jokic.
asked me if Ant was a superstar, and when I said no, you looked at me all crazy.
I didn't say nothing.
You looked at me crazy.
I looked at you.
It's just like the superstar word is just like great to me.
So you just don't like using, you don't like super.
It's just it's.
You would say he's a star.
Oh,
Jason
100%.
Tatum's in there too.
100%.
Oh,
Jason
100%.
Tatum's in there. Superstar. commercial, shoes, championship.
He's a superstar.
Recognizable.
Tatum's a superstar.
Tatum's a superstar.
Recognizable.
Yeah, for sure.
Kids getting their hair cut like him.
I don't think everybody would consider Jason Tatum a
No,
superstar.
he's for sure.
No, he's a superstar.
That's crazy.
He's a
No,
superstar.
I'm saying I don't think everybody.
No,
considers,
everybody would consider him a superstar.
No, I don't think everybody considers Jason Tatum.
Cut.
Who's not
Guy
considering
talking
him a superstar?
You named 4 guys,
It's
and then
five.
you went, "Oh, wait a minute,
Tatum.
I'm going to add Jason Tatum."
Because I already include him. That's like family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
that's
that's exactly
like-
my
that's like
point.
that automatically
That's
come with this.
That's exactly my
know what I'm
point.
saying?
Is I think
Come
there's a
on.
little home cooking there.
But Haliburton.
You can't put
now,
Tatum's. You can't put Tatum's accomplishments with those other 4
Why not?
Why not?
because
Let's
you don't
look
have-
at all them guys I said at the age
They
of
all
26.
have multiple championships.
Let's look at 26 years old, all of them.
No. We're not doing that.
Why we
Don't
gotta
change
do
the
that?
rules. We're
Because
talking about where they are
got
right
more
now.
years than him.
What?
They got more years. They got like 2 decades of play.
Okay, they are established, no
At
question.
26, he's done more than all of them.
Paul, you were so
this.
on it when you named the 4 because no one would ever debate any one of those 4 names. And then you
Nobody's
throw in
debating-
Jason
nobody's
Tatum, and now we go,
debating Jason Tatum.
I would say Tatum's a superstar. Because
Yeah, for
again,
sure.
it's a signature. Okay,
well, what's the difference between
first and
Tatum and
foremost-
Jokic?
First and foremost, he has a signature shoe. Let's start there. And don't give me the eye roll. Don't do that. He has a signature
Ant
shoe.
has a signature shoe.
And that's why Ant is a superstar.
No, he is not.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
There's levels to this, though. There's certain levels.
I've lost control.
There's levels to this.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
That makes no
I don't know where to take it.
sense.
Game
Yeah.
3
You
is
just
tomorrow
gave me-
night in Indiana. So, Key, who needs to win more, the Thunder or the Pacers?
I would say the Pacers. And I said this the other day, or maybe it was yesterday, or whatever day it was. You gotta win home, and that's why it's important. They can't afford to lose one of these 2 home games to OKC. They've gotta take care of business at home, and if they don't, then it's gonna be a long road ahead. That's just the way it's gonna be. So I think it's the Pacers.
I think it's Pacers.
After that conversation, I'm not even sure who's in the NBA Finals right now. God.
Superstar Tyler Haliburton won.
Oh,
And superstar Shai Gilgeous.
the Oklahoma City Thunder have to win Game 3 because, one, otherwise they're in the same position that every other team that the Indiana Pacers have played to this point in the playoffs found themselves, which was down 2-1 with another game in Indiana. And that obviously did not go well for them. Oklahoma City also has not lost 2 games in a row in these playoffs. So all of that would be trending in directions that the Oklahoma City Thunder have not experienced. And let's face it, the Oklahoma City Thunder are not supposed to be in the position they're in right now. They're not supposed to be 1-1. Being down 2-1 after 3 games with another game in Indiana, they're Oklahoma City as exceptional as they've been, as successful as they've been this year. This is still new territory for them in the finals. And to find themselves down 2-1 after being branded the overwhelming favorites going in, that's a place that they cannot afford.
Yep, all the pressure's on the Thunder, 100%, because a lot of people view them as kind of like a front-running team. They always got the lead. They always comfortable. You got to make them uncomfortable. And if they lose Game 3, it's going to put them in an uncomfortable situation. Now, they lost 1 game versus Denver in that series in the second round where it put them at 1-1. I believe they won Game 3, right?
Correct.
So they never was in that 2-1 hole with another game on the road, like you said, Rick. So I truly believe that all the pressure is on the Thunder, hands down. As great as the Pacers have been at home, the Thunder can win on the road, but they're only 4-3.
Yep.
They're 4-3 on the road, so they're a little vulnerable. I've seen them get blown out by 40 versus Minnesota on the road. So I know that Indiana, when I told you, today at practice, they like, guys, the ball is in our court. We can put a stranglehold on this series, and we can create doubt. And that's what you want to do. You want to create doubt, and nobody has created that for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And it's like I said, they've been in the front running the whole time. I mean, everything's looked easy for them. Even in this series, they've been up, like, what did you say, Joy? They've been, how many minutes they've been up? Out of 96?
All but like 5.
All but 5 minutes? That's comfortable. If they win, they lose game 3 in Indiana, it's going to make them a little more uncomfortable because now and you got to play again in Indiana.
Yep.
They're going to be congregating at Steak and Shake if they lose this game.
Congregating at Steak and Shake. Coming up, new Raiders head coach Pete Carroll doesn't want a grace period from fans because he's ready to hit the ground running. We'll tell you if that's realistic next on Speak. Pete Carroll took over a Raiders squad that went 4-13 last year and finished last in the AFC West. But Pete, fight on, thinks he can have success in Las Vegas this season. Speak up, Coach Carroll.
A lot of expectations for us. So we're going for it. We're not holding back. We're not looking for give us some grace period or any of that kind of stuff. That's not how we're going about this. You don't want to go get it right now.
That's EA.
Need glasses. Key, should I say your name how it is in prompter?
Keeson.
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 What are your
I done heard it all.
What are your expectations for year 1 of Pete Carroll's Raiders?
Make the playoffs. I told y'all that, right? They're going to hit the ground running, make the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to win the division. They could probably replace Denver from last year, slide into that back spot on the back end of things. And you look at Pete Carroll and his career, first 3 seasons as a new head coach, he 6-10 with the Jets in '94. The next head coaching job in '97 with the Patriots, he was 10-6. They go 1-1 in the playoffs. Then in 2010, he goes to the Seahawks. They go 7-9, under 500. But that was that big beast mode run against the New Orleans Saints that came in high flying, and they popped New Orleans and sent them home. So based on his track record, it seems like they're gonna wind up fighting for a playoff spot.
Man.
I know it sounds crazy based on the way things ended for them last year.
I mean,
but they got a quarterback.
I think they're going to improve.
They got a good defense, and they got a great tight end on his way, and they got a young running back that's on his way.
Who's in this division again? Kansas City.
Chargers.
You got the Chargers.
Kansas City Chargers and Denver.
And you saying they're going to fight for a playoff spot?
Yeah.
Who the coaches? Harbaugh.
Big Red and Sean Payton.
I don't see it, Keith. I don't see it. I don't know how they're going to turn water into wine. I don't know. That's looking like, when you talk about the coaches that's in this division, ain't no slouch coach.
No, they got a quarterback, though, now.
They got a quarterback, but everybody in that division has a quarterback.
They didn't have one last year. They didn't do, in my opinion, AP didn't get what he needed to get, which was a quarterback. And that was the demise of him as the Raiders coach.
So you got more confidence in Geno than probably maybe Bo Nix on.
Bo Nix in his second year will be interesting.
That's going to be interesting.
I think they're going to be improved. I don't think they're going to look like they did last year. I think they'll look more put together, more like a functioning organization. The offense will look better. I think defense will play well. I'm excited to see what Genty does, but playoffs is
that's a stretch.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Crazier things have happened. I like what he's saying, that they're going for it. The expectation should be that he is improving it. That's what he's there for.
We didn't think that Sean Payton would make it to the playoffs. We sure in the hell didn't think that Washington would be in the NFC Championship game.
No, we did not.
You start to look at certain things, and we didn't think C.J. Stroud's rookie year that they would be where they were at. So
but I'm looking at the other teams. I'm not even like I think the Raiders are going to be super competitive.
Yeah, and I was looking at the other teams too, like Philadelphia and Dallas and all that, and then all of a sudden, Dallas falls apart.
Right.
And Washington steps up.
Okay, so Denver's gonna have to be the team that's gonna fall apart.
Well, or it could be Kansas City.
Dallas also lost Dak. There's injuries that we are not going to account for. Obviously, no one's wishing that on anybody, but it's going to happen throughout the league.
Kansas City could take a step back.
I'm not sure about that.
No, they could take a step back. Doesn't mean that they can take a step back.
Well, let's talk about some second-year quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels had the best rookie campaign, and Caleb Williams stole most of the headlines. But Bo Nix and Drake May also had a solid first seasons in the league. Heading into year 2, Nick says he feels, quote, a lot better in Sean Payton's offense now, and May said he's, quote, finding his stride in new offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels' system. Michael Penix Jr. will also be starting for Atlanta from week 1 this season. So many exciting young quarterbacks. So, Key, which second-year quarterback makes the biggest jump this season?
I would have to think it would possibly be Bo Nix, because he's in the system for the second year in a row. And when you're talking about jumps, right, just playing the position better for me. I don't really, the statistics is whatever, but playing the position, because at times he was a little spacey out there where Sean had to kind of grab him at times and get him to calm down. I think he makes the big jump. Caleb Williams has a new offensive coordinator, new offensive mind, new head coach, so he's got to learn a whole lot. Jaden Daniels, he can't move no more. Like, what else he gonna do? Fix some stuff that was messed up last year? And then Drake May got a new system, and Michael Penix played 3 games as a starter last year.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like, I think Bo Nix makes a bigger stride because this is his second year under Sean, and that's going to, take him to the next level as a quarterback.
I like that answer. I mean, him being in his second year with Sean Payton makes sense. The reason that I'm not saying Jaden is the same reason you are. Like, I mean, how much?
Like, what else he gonna do?
How much better can he get?
Seriously.
Like, I think he'll improve a little bit, but we're talking about biggest jump. I would say Caleb Williams, but I do understand what you're saying. He's in a new system. He has a lot new. He has a lot to adjust to. I do think he'll adjust to the speed of the game. But I like Bo Nix as an answer just because he is in the second year with Sean Payton.
I'm going to go with the guy who has the most room to grow, Mike Penix. Mm-hmm. Out of all the rookie quarterbacks, his bottom is lower than theirs because he only played 3 games. I like what I saw in the 3 games that he played. I mean, I remember that shootout they had with his other rookie, Jaden Daniels. That game versus Washington was unbelievable. I think his upside, his potential to get the ball downfield, run it also. I just think he has the most room to grow because he's done the least out of all the rookie quarterbacks. Because, like you said, Jaden Daniels, if he gonna be best player in the league, he grow any further. Like, get an MVP, that's like, I mean, how much room did he grow? Because he was in MVP talks as a rookie. So I like what Penix, he can actually push Atlanta to a division, to winning that division also. So I like Penix when I look at the lineup, these quarterbacks, when we talk about who makes the biggest jump, because he has the furthest to go.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch all of them. Jaden Daniels might be without his top weapon heading into year 2. Terry McLaurin will not attend mandatory minicamp this week as his contract dispute with the Commanders continues. McLaurin attended some of their voluntary workouts before leaving to work out on his own. Yeah. Scary Terry has led the Commanders in receptions and receiving yards every year since his rookie season in 2019. So, Key, how big of a deal is this that he is holding out on the Commanders?
It's a big deal, and it could be even a bigger deal because if they don't pay that man, man done had 5 straight seasons with 75-plus catches and 1,000-plus yards.
Yeah.
Okay, so
no one else has done that in Washington franchise history.
And nobody else has done it in Washington's franchise history. So, look, it looks like we said about T.J. Watt. When it's your time and you're on a 1-year expiring contract, no player wants to be a lame duck, messing around. They want their money. You see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you got Higgins just got paid. Jamar Chase I want my money. I want my damn money. And that's why he is staying home. He's willing to prove a point to them. So sometimes you got to take a step back and let them coaches see what it looked like where I'm at home. Look different. It ain't just on the field. Sometimes it's in the locker room with the chemistry. Sometimes it's on the field in terms of personalities and people having conversations. When you know somebody's missing, you know what I'm saying? They like, damn, where's Joy at? Where's she at today? Where's Paul at today? That's how it is with a guy like this. All of a sudden, his quarterback is looking at minicamp, even though he knows they're going to get it done, he wants to throw to him and he ain't there. Like, I'm used to him being there as my security blanket. And the general manager and the head coach and all of them, they'll figure out how to get it done. Now, he's going to make about 23 million, 22, somewhere in there. this year he's slated to make. But I got other dudes making 35s.
Right.
Do the math. You know, that math, it ain't mathing. It's not adding up right. So I get it. They're going to figure it out. It's not a big deal till it's a big deal.
That's what I was going to say. It's not a big deal until it's a big deal. I mean, you're absolutely right. Or he can bet on himself.
No, we're not doing that, man. We can't keep betting on myself.
We've seen Chase do it, and look what happened.
No, because
Terry
did all this with 11 different starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm not doing, man.
Since 2019, he's living Keyshawn's life. He can't play with that.
You don't want to play like that.
No, he's got to get his money, and he's too big of a part of what they do. And you know, when you look at what they were able to do last year with the rookie quarterback, you got to have all your guys
and
there.
They're
you got
not
to strike while it's hot.
They're not far off. You can just drop a. So if he's making 22, 23, you probably could drop another 10, 11 on top of that every year, and he'll be like, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, 10, 11.
30,
just drop it on him real quick. Give him some of that fully guaranteed. He'll like it. Stop it.
Be rich. Like that.
Do what real quick?
Oh, God.
Drop it on him, boy.
Quest for the Browns starting quarterback is one of the most interesting storylines heading into this season. But is it the one that Key is the most interested in? Stick around for Key's big list next on Speak. Mandatory minicamp started today for many teams, so it's time for Key to give us his best storylines to watch for. Key, take it away.
You know, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to talk about storylines in minicamp. Typically, we rank teams, players, things of that nature. But here's the storylines. Starting at number 5, the Lions. Big storyline, new coordinators. Kelvin Shepard is the new defensive coordinator, although he's been on the staff coaching the linebackers. He takes over for Aaron Glenn. John Martin, new offensive coordinator. Once upon a time was the offensive coordinator of the New York Jets, but the passing game coordinator a year ago with the Denver Broncos moves over to take that job. Sitting at number 4, Brock Purdy playing with the new deal. That's right, Brock Purdy playing with a new deal. Purdy got over $180 million of fully guaranteed money, which is a lot. Niners went 6-11 last season. Everybody out there, we want to see now, can Brock Purdy live up to that money? A new reign with the Jets and my man Aaron Glenn, first head coaching job. 8 seasons as a player with the New York Jets, one of my former teammates, starting with Justin Fields with a fresh start at the quarterback position. He's going to bring over some new thoughts, mind, offensive coordinators, defensive players. He's going to get it done in New York. That's a great storyline. Mason Taylor also at the tight end position for the Jets. Joy can't leave him out. Number 2, Joy's other team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in Aaron Rodgers. Will Aaron Rodgers take the Steelers to new heights in his 21st season? Rodgers hasn't won a playoff game since 2020. That's a long time ago. We was heavy in the pandemic world at that point in time. Steelers haven't won since 2016 in the playoffs, so hopefully Aaron Rodgers can get it done. The number 1 thing on my board, number 1, the Cleveland Browns, the battle at quarterback. They got a 4-way competition starting at quarterback. Shedeur Sanders, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. Now I'm going to leave Deshaun Watson off this because we all know his injury situation. These are all big storylines. What's going to happen, Paul and Joy, as the season wears on? If you got something else, I figured these were the top 5 for me. And we probably could have found 1 or 2 more, but when you think about the Browns and the quarterback issues, Aaron Rodgers sitting around waiting, they finally got it. The new Jets situation, Brock Purdy and the money, and then you got the new coordinators, and I think Detroit takes a step back.
Now, are these like throughout the season storylines or just through minicamp?
It's only through minicamp. Minicamp. See? That's minicamp storylines. Something a little different.
I like everything. I didn't really need this. I probably would have said something about like maybe what's the progression of Caleb Williams. You know, I think that's
I would have said Caleb Williams.
Okay, I'll take
I don't know
that.
if it's tomato worthy, but I would say Caleb Williams.
Caleb.
I also want to see what Cam Ward looks like. He is the number 1 overall pick.
That ain't really a storyline though.
Why not?
Because it's Tennessee. Nobody care.
The number 1 overall pick in the draft.
No one cares. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say to you. We've been doing this show since the draft. Okay? How many times have we actually mentioned Cam Ward?
I'm not saying.
We talking about
That's because
Shador.
we're in shackles with number 2, okay?
But we haven't even had a
Maria's.
conversation. We've been doing this show since the draft ended. We've mentioned Cam Ward's name maybe twice in about a month and a half.
I agree. But if we talking about throughout the season.
No, minicamp. This is just the
Yeah.
minicamp storylines as they go in and out of
I think Brock
minicamp.
Purdy is a season-long story.
I understand.
I don't think he's a minicamp story.
He is a minicamp story because he just got the money. So people want to see what he looks like out there before they really start to talk about it. Don't be batting your eyes at me and stuff, though.
Oh, this
Why?
is good. You nailed,
I'm not really mad at
you
this
nailed the
list.
first 3 for sure.
Yeah.
You don't like Brock Purdy being in here?
That's more
Not
of a
for
season
minicamp.
long. Not for
That's a
minicamp.
season-long
Minicamp,
story.
I want to see what Caleb is looking like, his
Yeah.
mechanics.
Oh,
getting the ball.
damn.
You know, I like the young guys in this situation, Keith. And the coaches, that's cool. I like that. The coaches here.
I mean, I could have did Caleb, but I don't know.
I think that's a storyline. But outside of that, this is a good list. This is good
Solid.
storylines. Good storylines.
Not your best, not your worst.
Man, I can't listen to y'all, man. I can't listen to y'all. If I listen to y'all, y'all have me. I'll be in one of them straight jackets going crazy.
We said it's a pretty good list.
I probably should have kicked this one up higher though. Now that I'm thinking about it, Detroit could have got kicked up a little higher.
We could have talked about what's going on with Micah's new deal.
Nah, that's gonna get done. That's not that big of a deal. It's gonna get done.
It ain't done.
That at 5, I probably should have kicked up to 4, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is a concern to me in Detroit.
Yeah.
Not only do they lose the coordinators, they also lose position coaches. Man, they lost so many coaches off their staff. And I understand Dan Campbell is still there, and Dan Campbell gets up to the podium and he speaks and people listen and they get fired up, but they lost several coaches that was important to them.
Yeah, they lost a lot. Coming up, last time Jason Kidd was a coach in New York, he had this iconic moment, spilling a drink on purpose to get another timeout. We'll tell you if Jay
that's when he
Kidd
benched you, though,
could be coaching a different team in New York next season.
he almost got
Next
fired
on
for that,
Speed.
Better yet, he got fired for it.
LeBron James is in the NBA's all-time leader in points, but the King still says he still gets criticized over his game. Speak up, LeBron.
I see it all the time. It's like, I'll be on social media, like LeBron has no bag. It's like, I'm sitting over here with
What is that?
LeBron has no bag, and I'm sitting like at 50 billion points.
Right. Leading scorer of all time in the NBA, no bag.
It's like, it's just
That proves the point.
Yes, just play the game the right way.
Paul, do you think LeBron gets unfairly criticized over his bag?
Man, I don't even know, what's a bag? Like, what is, you gotta have offensive moves?
Yeah.
I think that this generation just thinks that's the most important thing because when you look at our social media content and the influences and all these different leagues they have and they going crazy off a move, and I think they just kind of glorify, oh, he made this move on him, and it's like more of like a show-off type of culture. Listen, LeBron got a bag. You don't score 50,000 points without knowing how to put the ball. Like
50 billion.
If a bag, if a bag is going through your legs around your back, step back, crossover 3, you're like, oh, he got a bag. I know a lot of kids that got bags that's not in the league.
Yeah. And didn't make the shot.
They can't make the shot, but they got a bag. Like, I don't want to hear all that. See, I'm not a fan of all of that. Can he play? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can he put the ball in the hole? Absolutely.
Yeah. Why are we fighting this? Why are we fighting this battle?
No, LeBron.
Why is this even something LeBron has to address?
It's only to appease this generation. That's why I said James Harden had more influence on this generation than LeBron. Because they glorify the dribble. The Instagram influencers just know him to do this. Yeah.
Oh my God, you see what he did?
Right. And so, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think LeBron should even worry about that.
Yeah.
You have a bag?
Man, I had a bag. I mean, I was no nonsense player. I'm straight at you. I'm not trying to do all this.
Yeah. You had a bag,
direct to you, but I'm directing at you.
Yeah. You had a bag, but it was all like basic foods.
Footwork.
Like
basic foods.
Yeah.
Fundamental.
Yeah.
Things for the fridge.
It was vegetables. It was butter.
Cheese, huh?
Like
government cheese.
Government cheese, government honey.
Flour.
About that. Get that bag at the church on Saturday.
You didn't have any truffle oil in there?
No, no truffle oil,
No
no avocado oil. No, we were just going basics.
They don't know nothing about
Straight
that.
basics.
Who has the best bag in the NBA right now?
Right now, who has the best bag? I'm gonna say this, and this is, I don't know if this is an underrated one, but a lot of people don't talk about this kid's bag. I'm gonna say LaMelo Ball. Man, I'm telling you, this kid, everybody gonna think Kyrie and
Yeah, I was gonna
Kevin
say Reed.
Durant.
I was gonna say
Nah,
Reed
y'all
got
gotta, I know they not on national TV every night and they ain't been in the playoffs.
LaMelo is a modern day player though, because
Man,
he's
that's
got a
what I'm
bag,
saying.
but he does not win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The modern day player, he got a bag. Like he's showing you, he got.
He out there like it's the Globetrotters.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
that's exactly
That's
how
what
he
he's out
plays.
here. That's what I'm saying. Look, he crossed the guys.
Oh yeah,
Look, he got all that.
that's crazy.
Not the shot in the no look.
Would you say that Joker has back?
Joker has no bag. No.
What about his passing?
Wait, you know what? Joker do got a bag.
Oh, you got four.
Joker's got a bag.
Joker got a bag. Yeah.
He's got the slow motion bag.
Yeah, he got the slow motion. Yeah, he do got a bag. For sure he do.
For
He
sure.
packing his own groceries though. That's the
his
problem.
dimes. And he can dribble. Man, yeah, he definitely got a bag.
His
Joker
moves,
got a bag.
his moves are something else.
Yeah, Joker for sure.
He
I think he has-
bringing his own bag to the
He
grocery
definitely-
store though.
Yeah, for sure. He's
Got
bringing
the Serbian bag.
Yeah, he has a passing bag.
The
for sure.
burlap bag.
Man, ain't no question. Let me see. KD got a bag. Man,
Someone at home.
Steph's got a bag.
What
Steph got a bag.
is a bag?
they got a
He got
bag.
a lot
You
of
gotta have moves.
got a lot of tools in this
Got
case.
some moves. Yeah. Do Shea Gilgeous.
I don't necessarily put passing. I mean, I guess it could be, but I think more like you're able to break somebody down in a multitude of ways.
Shake and
That's
bake.
what I think of with a bag.
That's
You
what I
gotta
do too.
shake it.
Magic had a
Shake
bag.
it.
And he wasn't breaking dudes down. He just full court pressing.
I mean, I feel like Magic
a
was
bag.
like the creator of bags.
That's a real bag. That's one of them big old bags that y'all got with the little buckle on
The
it.
original one.
What?
I feel like Magic had the original bag.
Yeah. Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete had the original bag.
That's
We're
the
gonna go
original
back.
bag.
That was too far. I wouldn't. You covered him, so I.
Anyway,
Tell us about that, Rick.
That's not right.
Tell us about that Pistol Pete bag.
Did you cover
Or
him?
the Bob Cousy bag.
Did you cover him at LSU? or what?
Wow.
Sticking with basketball, the Knicks have started their coaching search since parting ways with Tom Thibodeau after they fell short of reaching the NBA Finals. There are now reports that the Knicks and current Mavs head coach Jason Kidd have mutual interests. All right, Paul.
Talk to me.
The best move for Kidd be to leave the Mavs for the Knicks.
I'm kind of torn on this one because they are under new ownership. They just traded away their star player. Man, the Knicks, they built to win now. And I think, when you look at the other side with the Mavs, they get the #1 pick. So you just talk about their future. I'm torn on this, but I like the taxes in Dallas more so than I do New York. Mm-hmm. But I like the big city.
I mean, Dallas is a pretty good city.
And if there's more pressure in New York than there is in Dallas, man, I don't know, because I feel like, man, when them New York fans turn on you, they turn on you for good. And how do you follow
The Dallas fans haven't done that to Nico.
Yeah, but you had to do
now.
something.
He's in the clear.
Yeah, he in the clear. They got the #1 pick.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that.
They got the #1 pick, and they got Cooper Flag coming. So I would have to say Dallas. If it was me, I think I'm building something here. I think I got a good foundation with the #1 pick. I got some guys who I've already been around, and it's just going to New York. You're trying to follow up what Tibbs did back-to-back 50-win seasons, conference finals. If you don't get at least to the conference finals in your first year, man, that
But
press.
then when you look at the conference, or better yet, if you look at the conference though, Boston, okay, let's say they make the playoffs, or they might be a play-in team, for instance, just because of what happened to Tatum. Then they're gonna probably move on from Drew Holiday. Milwaukee is unsettled. That ain't nothing down there right now.
Yeah.
Philadelphia ain't really nothing.
The path is definitely there.
The path is there.
It is.
So if I'm Jason Kidd, Dallas is cool, But like Paul said, if I win in New York, something that hasn't been done for like ever.
But you must win.
That's fine. I must win in Dallas.
Not
guess
this
what?
year.
Well, we don't know what they're telling him behind closed doors. He had to be the one. Think about this though, Joy. He was the one, Rick, to address the Luka trade on a constant.
No, Nico was.
No. Jason Kidd had to answer them questions multiple times, over and over and over.
After the trade?
For somebody that didn't have anything to do with the trade. So you don't know what his feelings and relationship is with the front office now.
Yeah.
And you got an owner that's kind of coming in and doing some things, not that Dolan in New York ain't halfway crazy half the time.
Yeah.
But you got an owner that's coming in and doing something. You don't know what this owner might do to you. I hit the reset button.
Right.
I need 6-7 years in New York. I get my money. Because, it boils down to the money. And if I get KD, for instance, if I can get KD, I got a shot.
Next year, you don't have a shot in Dallas.
No, not at all.
Not a shot.
Right.
You
No
don't
shot.
at all.
No shot.
You have a shot in New York next year.
And if you win in New York,
Yeah. You make great points.
of course
First
I do.
of all,
I always do, but go ahead.
Do you like Kidd in New York?
I do, because while you do have Cooper Flagg coming in, you're talking about a 33-year-old Kyrie Irving who's coming off of an ACL, 32-year-old Anthony Davis, and then after next year, Daniel Gafford, Kyrie Irving, and P.J. Washington are all free agents. So when I look at the New York Knicks, they're locked up for the next 2 years, other than Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson are free agents, not next year, but the year after. And Karl Anthony Towns is your oldest player at 29. So I just see a longer runway in New York. And then you add the fact that in the Eastern Conference, your ability to make the playoffs and maybe go somewhere is far greater. So for all those reasons, and the other part, not knowing, I mean, Jim Dolan is a piece of work, but you don't know anything about the new Dallas ownership, right?
Yeah.
And so far, you have some questions about, them stepping in and making curious decisions.
Did he, and I don't know this off the top of my head, if he was with the Lakers or not, but did he coach Brunson in Dallas at all, Jay?
Yes.
Or was he? So he did. He had him like a year, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, right, Paul? I wanted to keep you. They didn't want to pay you and keep you. I told them to keep you in Dallas. They're the ones who said no, meaning the front office. So you got that there, too, if I'm Jason Kidd. I'm using that to my advantage.
Yeah, Jason Kidd played with New York, too.
And he played in New York.
Well, the Mavs can also refuse to give permission for this to happen. So this would probably require a little fuss.
Yeah,
And
I think
some
couple draft picks
and
or
require
something.
compensation. Yeah.
But I don't know that
Because
you
he
would.
is under
You could
contract.
refuse, but I think you would do it as leverage to get something, as opposed
Well,
to.
they should.
What's that?
They should.
Yeah.
you go
No,
ahead.
for sure. But I'm just saying, rather than say, no, we're not going to let you go, I don't think you want a coach who doesn't want to be there
Yeah.
to be running your team.
Well, he was your coach in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was. He was there his first year. That was his first year.
Those was training wheels.
Those was training
Yeah,
wheels.
he was figuring it out.
Yeah.
Come sit over here with me, Paul.
Yeah.
That's what he told you. Take a seat over here.
He did put me on the bench. I was hot at Jay for that. I was like, well, I don't know.
That was the get back from the fight y'all
but
had.
then as soon as he put me back in the lineup, we started winning. He moved me to the stretch 4, and we started winning.
Is that like a fake hug?
Yeah, I was about to say, why you doing the fake chest bump?
No, but that's my peer. It's just, I'm like, I played against Jason. I was in multiple All-Star games with him, playing cards.
So how you gonna try to tell you what to do? I know where your mind at.
That's how it goes. Look.
That was not legit.
Like a chest bump, like a little two.
Looked like two people ran into each other.
Hold on.
You did the Aaron Rodgers solid, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't give him that. He gave him Aaron Rodgers gave him that. Get off me.
Get off me.
That was beginning to end for Robert.
Not Robert. Sticking with the Knicks, Kevin Durant is expected to get moved this offseason, and reportedly the Knicks are interested in the 15-time All-Star. So, good landing spot for KD in New York, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's one of several that I could see that would work. You have an established culture. You have established leadership. You have a need for what KD does. And so he can just come in and ball. And he's already familiar with the with the market, having played for Brooklyn. I don't think I think the adjustment there, I don't think is going to be an issue. Obviously, Knicks have a little bigger part of the market than Brooklyn does. I'm not ignoring that. But, yeah, I think the best places for KD is when you're not asking him to be a leader. Is he going to be the best player on your team? You'd still, I think, Jalen Brunson would be the leader and your first option. So
Not with KD there.
Nah.
He's not going to be the leader?
No, he's not going to be your first option when KD there. Talking about Brunson, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Even at the age of 37, KD will lead that team if he was in New York. I'm just saying.
So the dribble is over with.
We're not doing that with KD out there. That's KD. Kevin Durant, we just talked about him being probably the best scorer we ever seen in NBA history.
What I struggle with is, okay, I don't disagree with his ability to score, but what did it do for you in Phoenix? And you had Devin Booker there.
You the one who said you like him in New York. That ain't on me yet. I'm waiting on you.
Yeah, you know what? So let me have this caveat. I like him in New York if he's willing to be the number 2 option.
But he ain't gonna never. See, this is the same thing about LeBron. It's just not gonna happen.
Why?
Because those dudes is like, it's just different. They not being no 2s. It's just not gonna happen. No matter what anybody, that's not gonna happen.
Steph Curry was willing to be a number 2 in order to win championships with KD. Why can't KD
but he
do
had
it?
already
Take
won
another step with
He had
Jalen
already
Brunson?
won championships.
Okay, he had won 1.
Okay, that's enough.
And then lost in the finals.
I'm not sure New York is the move. You know, KD a few years ago had an opportunity to go to New York.
He did, before he went to Brooklyn.
Chose not to go to New York.
Yep.
Chose Brooklyn.
Well, but can we...
And then what are you giving up to get him?
Because the Knicks didn't want Kyrie. That's the reason why he didn't end up.
Well, they didn't want KD.
They wanted KD. They just didn't have to take Kyrie. And KD was like, I'm going with my boy.
So I'm just saying, what are you giving up? You're probably going to have to give up Karl Towns.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to make sense.
Okay.
So, like, now you go KD, Brunson, Anunoby,
Bridges.
Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart.
And
Josh Hart. That still might be enough in a watered-down conference.
Where you think they're not going to be the same without Towns?
If they lose 2 significant pieces, it's going away from the mold and what we're seeing today in the NBA Finals. 2 teams with depth. Mm-hmm. You know, so I probably wouldn't go that route if it has to cost me too many pieces. And it's a lateral move for me.
For the Knicks?
For the Knicks, if you trade it, that's a lateral move. Did they get better? I'm not sure. You know, I know they lost some interior presence.
What's the lateral move?
They lost 25 points a game.
Towns for KD saying they'd basically be the same. I think they would. I would say they would be better.
I would say they would be better too. I don't think that's the same.
How much better? How much?
I don't know, but I think they would be better. I'm not.
The offense. That offense. What kind of offense are we running now? There's no tier.
Well, first of all, we need to find out who the coach will be.
Yeah. The other part is the chemistry. I would think would be better if what we're hearing coming out of their loss, that guys were tired of the way Towns played defense.
I mean,
that would help.
Think about the moves KD has made. Where have they gotten better, like significantly, when they were just good?
Well, now you're dragging KD?
No, I'm not dragging KD. No, but I'm just saying he's 37. He's about to be 37.
Ask Key about that. That's not a good thing to do, right?
I just think it's a lateral move. It doesn't put them over the hump for me.
Yeah.
If they lose Cat.
If they lose Cat. You know,
but if they add KD, it does put them?
No, I think it's a lateral move.
So if they can keep Cat and Brunson and add KD.
Okay, now we talking.
Okay.
Now we talking.
Yeah.
You get rid of the other 2, now we got something.
Oh, so you'll move some of the other guys.
Not Cat.
Interesting.
Cat is second team All-NBA, right?
If I can keep Cat, Bronson, and add KD.
Yeah. Now we got
J. Kidd.
And you're moving Mikal Bridges
because
Josh Hart or Anunoby.
I feel like you could pick some of that up somewhere else.
KD.
Some younger dudes or something like that.
No.
Defensively? I'll go get that kid that don't even play in Houston, that young little athlete. I forgot his name. He's so good. I can
forgot his name.
Yeah, I can build a team. You know, but I don't got time.
Jabari Smith?
What you say? I ain't got time. I can build a team. I ain't got time, though.
Coming up, Aaron Rodgers had his first practice with the Steelers today. But what can he do to add to his legacy? in Pittsburgh. That's next on Speak.
I'd like to help y'all, but I'm too busy.
No, I can't.
Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
Time to check in on our social life. Aaron Rodgers hung out with his new teammates yesterday on the golf course during Cam Hayward's annual golf charity event. Rodgers was spending time with his newest #1 receiver, DK Metcalf, riding around on a golf cart. You guys don't see this, but anytime I almost mispronounce a word, Key's like this.
I see him out the corner of my eye.
You see?
I didn't do nothing but look. We all make mistakes every now and then.
I'm having a rough day with the prompter.
Man, I'm telling you, you ain't hear Joy Key on that thing? Man.
Don't get me started.
These conditions.
These conditions.
Yeah.
Key, do you think hanging out yesterday helped make up for missing non-mandatory OTAs that he didn't have to be at because he wasn't actually an employee of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I do. I actually do. He was not an employee of the Pittsburgh Steelers for the internet. So that y'all know, Joy and myself, we, misspoke, according to you guys, about Aaron Rodgers.
No, I said everything, I meant everything I said. You might have misspoke. I did not misspeak. I meant
but you know what's so crazy? He's probably not the only one to miss OTAs.
He's the only starting quarterback that's never been there in the building before.
I'm talking about on the team, though.
Aaron Rodgers.
And so people make it a bigger deal
never
than what it is.
played
I understand.
for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I understand.
He has never played
there now, though.
with Arthur Smith as his offensive
He signed his
coordinator.
contract, Joey. And he's an official member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's going to be in
my
the media
Google
guide.
machine started working, and I was able to get the alert. Thank you.
And now I want to know in first impressions, though, some of the teammates, Paul, that never met him before or dealt with him.
I think guys generally like Aaron Rodgers, for the most part.
I mean, yeah, but I would like to know firsthand, though, like how, when people around and they walk away, like, the eyes go to rolling. You talk about him behind his back.
Did you need to like your teammates though?
When I got there?
Yeah.
No. I didn't have to like them. Some of them I didn't like.
Did you?
At all. I played with them.
I generally liked all my teammates. I tried to always make it I always had an open door because I would do things off the court and invite guys or the whole team over.
Did you give invitations though, or they just knew to come to your house?
No, I gotta tell them.
You tell them, right?
Yeah, you tell them. You tell them.
Yeah.
But this is great for team bonding and team chemistry when your teammates, because I was always a believer in that. Whenever your team had a charity, your teammate had a charity event, it's I don't even have to ask. You got to be there because it was times guys didn't come, right? And I'll call them out as a team captain. I'll call them why you wasn't there last night? No, that ain't how we do over here. That's the culture you create. We support everything because there was one time when I remember Ray Allen didn't come to something. So I was like, Ray, you gotta, come on, we go, when you do stuff, Ray, we come to your events. Do the same for courtesy, even though it's another player on the team, we go support that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's good for team bonding and coming together and things of that nature, no matter what it is.
Yeah, no, it helps. The reason I asked you that question is because when you asked me, Joy, about do I have to like my teammates and this, that, and the other, I gave some at my crib one time. Now, everybody knew to come to my house. It's
right.
It's in the locker room. You all know what's going down.
Yeah.
There was one in particular teammate that did not come because I did not personally invite him.
Oh, he's one of those?
Yeah. So I was like, he didn't want me to come. He didn't. I'm like, I didn't tell him or her, and they all showed up. But that's how, so every teammate, sometimes they just...
It's so many of y'all.
Yeah, them brains be so different, though, Joy. They
dinosaur brains, I told you.
Yeah, they be for real dinosaur brains. 1,000%. A hollow dinosaur brain. Ain't nothing even in the brain. It's just a hollow shell.
Well, Aaron Rodgers now has his first practice with the Steelers under his belt. Rodgers told reporters he's always respected the Steelers organization. That would be pretty cool if he could help bring the Steelers their 7th Super Bowl title. Oh, Lord. Super Bowl. We're back. We're back. Time is a flat circle. We are actually talking about the Super Bowl again. All right, Keith. What can the Rodgers do to add to his NFL legacy in Pittsburgh?
If he doesn't win the Super Bowl, it's just a footnote. I mean, that's really what it boils down to, right? When you look at, he's got to win the Super Bowl, but when you look at other great quarterbacks of the past that went on to other teams, Joe Montana, right? We talk about Joe Montana in his 4 Super Bowls and undefeated, and we talk about all of the MVPs, things of that nature. And when we mention Kansas City, we say, well, he did take them to the AFC Championship game. Sort of the same thing with Brett Favre. We talk about Brett Favre and this, that, and the other, and we end with, well, he did take the Minnesota Vikings to the NFC Championship game. That's the only thing Aaron Rodgers can do if he doesn't win the Super Bowl. We're going to be like, oh, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's 4-time MVP, won the Super Bowl in Green Bay. Yeah, he won that playoff game in Pittsburgh. And that's pretty much it, just a little note.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Key. He has to do something because the individual awards, scrap that. He's not winning no more of those. It's all about...
Comeback Player of the Year.
No. That's not happening. You know, he has to do something in a Pittsburgh uniform to make me remember that he played for Pittsburgh when he's done. You know, and I think the only thing is just have one of those miracle playoff runs. Super Bowl. I mean, that's it for me because, like I told Keith, nobody remember he played for Carolina. Nobody knew remember I played for Clippers. In my last year, they look like, oh, you played for the Clippers. It looked tricky, you know, because you remember, he'll always be remembered as a Packer.
I was still good with the Panthers, though. That's the difference.
What you saying? You said I wasn't good with the Clippers? You said Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna be good?
Clipper Darrell, remember you?
Clipper Darrell.
If he could win a playoff game or go on a playoff run, that would make a difference.
It's just a note.
I do also think it depends. Like if he went to an AFC Championship game or went to a Super Bowl, it would make a difference. Because
does nothing for his legacy.
If he went to a Super Bowl?
Oh, went to a Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
No, I think even going to an AFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers has only been to. Well, no, I don't think it would be a note. It's not. Look, his legacy is cemented. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's 4-time league MVP and a Super Bowl champion. We got that. But if he were to, in his 42nd year of life, be playing in an AFC Championship game with the Steelers, an organization that hasn't won a playoff game since 2016, and he hasn't won a playoff game since 2020, take them to an AFC Championship game, it does a little something. It's not like he needs it, but it does a little something.
It's a conversation and a note. That's
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not in the AFC with the...
Same way the Montana story ended, same way Brett Favre's story ended. This is different than Peyton Manning's story. This is a difference. Peyton Manning went to 2 Super Bowls and won one in Denver. Threw 50 touchdowns before the Seahawks got a hold of him. This is a totally different situation.
I don't know. I think it does something because Rodgers has only been to 1 Super Bowl.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but it's only a note that we're going to talk about Green Bay, and then we're going to say,
it's never going to overshadow Green Bay, but I do think if he took the Steelers to the Super Bowl or to an AFC Championship game, and even was competitive in that AFC Championship game, it'll be an extra thing that we mention when we talk about how just how we talk. I mean, Tom Brady obviously won a Super Bowl.
I think he got to win it. He got to win. Because I don't like.
Because if he don't win it, guess what y'all gonna do?
What?
Bringing him back for 2026.
Oh, God.
You do know that, right?
If he goes to the Super Bowl, they should bring him back.
No, I'm talking about to an AFC Championship game. You're bringing him back for 2026. Whether you want to or not, he will be a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback in 2026, Joy. I'm just telling you.
Let's get
past this season.
To change him. I do think that he can add to it. It's not going to change anything. He's still, no matter what happens, he's not. Even if this season is a disaster, honestly, which I don't think it will be, but even if it is, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. This is the end of his career.
None of that's going to change.
None of that is going to change. Before Rodgers signed with the Steelers, he was reportedly interested in playing for Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings, and the Vikings reportedly considered Rodgers, but ultimately wanted to go with developing J.J. McCarthy instead. Paul, you think the Vikings made the right choice picking McCarthy over Rodgers?
Ooh, that's a good one. At first I was like, yeah, but then I'm thinking like, shoot, with the weapons that the Vikings have, and they won 14 games a year ago, lost to Detroit.
14 or 15.
Yeah, and man, I think I would have looked at, if they could have got Rodgers, that would have gave me more confidence that this team is ready to win the Super Bowl. I'm not sure on what I'm getting with McCarthy, the first year. And I got probably the best wide receiver duo in football. I'm not sure if they made the right choice now that I think about it, because at least for this 1 year window, I can say I got an opportunity to probably win the Super Bowl if I got Rodgers in the room. I don't feel that way with J.J. McCarthy. So, and I just don't, because Rodgers has been there. He's been in deep playoff runs. I feel like if I was Minnesota, I'm ready to win now. I saw what we did. A year ago. So I think they could have gave Rodgers 1 year to see what happens, and then maybe come with McCarthy if that was available. So I'm just not sure. I don't think that was the right choice in picking McCarthy over Rodgers. I don't.
Yeah. If they would have asked me, I'd have said, go with Aaron Rodgers. We haven't seen. First of all, I didn't like J.J. McCarthy coming out of Michigan. I wasn't one that was like, oh my God, how could I like a guy that didn't really? Yeah, the team won the national title, and he was a part of the team. But when we're talking about the quarterback position in the National Football League, being able to spin the football, being able to do certain things, he just didn't jump out on my radar like that. And I haven't even seen him at all since he's been a Viking. Mm-hmm. This will be his first opportunity because he got hurt in the preseason, so it was like a whole redshirt year as a pro. We don't even know what he is and what he has, but for whatever reason, they made a decision to go and stick with J.J. McCarthy because they, Aaron Rodgers, either they just didn't feel like they wanted to deal with Aaron Rodgers, or they felt like it wasn't a great fit to some degree, and they felt like this would probably stunt the growth of a guy they took in the first round. I certainly would have gone with Aaron Rodgers and passed up and said, JJ, you need to sit tight for another year. Let's see what this is. Yeah. Get healthy, get fully healthy, and let's see what it is. And look, they got the receivers. Paul mentioned it. There's no question about it. They got a solid defense with Brian Flores. Mm-hmm. Everything is okay. They're in a division that most people probably think Green Bay can win it. Chicago's a new head coach. Detroit lost a ton of coaches, so you don't know what they're truly going to be. But I just don't know what this young quarterback is. Like, he didn't pop out of the screen at Michigan to the point where I would have been like, oh, yeah, we good.
Yeah, we don't know what JJ is going to be, but we do know that Rodgers had pretty solid receivers last year and won 5 games. So he's going to be there for 1 year. Why stunt the growth of your first-round pick? You went with him for a reason. Obviously, the only reason why he didn't play last year was because he got injured, because he was supposed to. So I think it's a much better idea to see if there's a future with him than to pause everything for 1 year for a guy who had a ton of weapons last year and wasn't winning any games.
You are on a Super Bowl-ready team in Minnesota.
I was told repeatedly that the Jets were a Super Bowl-ready team.
Okay, so let me ask you this
ad nauseum.
Let me ask you this.
I'm being told that the Steelers are a Super Bowl-ready team.
Is Mike Tomlin a better football coach than Robert Saleh?
Yes.
Is Kevin O'Connell a better head football coach so far than Robert Saleh showed us with the Jets?
Yes.
So when you look at those two organizations that are stable in Minnesota and in Pittsburgh, it was totally different, Joy.
I think Rodgers would have won 6 games with Minnesota.
No, I don't know.
No. You mean last year?
Sam Darnold got him 14.
You mean last year?
Sam Darnold got him 14.
Yeah, you might, I don't know about 6. He probably would have won some, but he was coming off an Achilles. He got better at the back end of the season. You can clearly see those last 4 or 5 games that he looked like a different quarterback. He just did.
We're gonna see this year because he has weapons in Pittsburgh as well, and a great defense and a Hall of Fame head coach. But if I'm the Vikings, I'm going with the future to see if that works.
You don't want
than to pause everything for 1 year because we had a 1 year Band-Aid in Sam Darnold and we saw what happened in the postseason.
Yeah, them lights got too big for Sam.
Hey, man, we not finna sit up here and do this to Sam. The lights didn't get too big.
They did.
They absolutely did.
He just wasn't ready.
Yeah, it was his first experience.
Trojan.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen greats that did the same
Put
thing.
those two fingers down. You don't know nothing about SC, girl.
Coming up, Athletics rookie center fielder Denzel Clark has been making incredible plays all season.
I'm good. I'm good. Let me get that.
The play yesterday, though, we'll give you our reactions. Next we'll speak. You gotta give us a warning for that one, guys.
Man, that first one.
Ooh, man, I ain't doing.
Time to check in on our social life. Athletics rookie Denzel Clark has only played 16 games, but he's been putting up some highlight reel plays. Last night, he had another remarkable catch against the Angels when he scaled the outfield wall to rob a home run. Paul, you think he could do that?
Man, no, that's tough. I respect all sports. See, that's why, listen, we need some more brothers playing baseball, do stuff like that.
Do something.
That show that athleticism.
As soon as they got the...
We need these baseball programs out here. They don't have them.
Yeah, you can do that, Paul. Your head is at the top of the wall.
You gotta eye the ball. Eyes is in the sun. The ball is coming right here. I jump. Eyes still on the ball. Grab the top of the fence. Reach up. Eyes still in the sun. Like, come on, dog. Come on.
You can do that.
That should be.
See, that's why you couldn't have played football either.
He jumped perfect.
You got to be able to see everything.
If he mistimed that jump on the thing,
no,
man, he had to do that perfect.
Oh, he can track the ball, though, Paul.
You could do this.
I don't play baseball anymore.
Nah, you give me 10 tries, I probably couldn't do that.
No, I couldn't do that.
Nah.
Go ahead.
I could track the ball, but I wouldn't be able to do that.
That was
tracking
I
the ball.
cannot track a ball in the outfield. No way.
Tracking the ball.
You couldn't track the ball in the outfield?
I can barely read the TV.
Oh, well, that's something different.
I definitely ain't gonna be able to track.
You know, they got something called
way up there.
laser surgery.
I know. I'm supposed to be wearing glasses.
Nah, that ain't.
Get laser surgery.
You have to.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, I just wear glasses. Fox and FS1 are the best places to enjoy Major League Baseball. Saturday is Baseball Night in America on Fox, and historic rivals are at it again as Aaron Judge and the Yankees take on the Red Sox, or the Padres battle the Diamondbacks. Check local listings for the game in your area Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox. Over to the NBA, talks surrounding a Giannis trade have been quiet, and there's reportedly no trade market for the two-time MVP. However, he may be leaning towards sticking in Milwaukee anyway. Giannis was in Brazil for an event this week and was quoted saying that he hopes to be back in the finals soon with the Bucks. So, Paul, would it be a mistake for Giannis to stay in Milwaukee?
Would it be a mistake? You know what? I got to look at the numbers. I got to see what that extension gonna look like in Milwaukee or what that extension gonna look like somewhere else. Because if they talking about the 340 in Milwaukee and they talking about the 220 somewhere else,
we're gonna stay with the 340.
We're gonna stay with that 340. So
make it work.
We're gonna make it work. And plus, he's laid his foundation there. He's a legend in Milwaukee. You see guys now like Steph, who's the current standard of guys who's won championships where he was drafted and then stayed. Many, many years. Giannis don't strike me as a guy that would go publicly and say, I want to get traded. That would be something that, they would have to discuss. But if I'm him, you never know where the grass is greener at on the other side by moving team to team. We've seen this with Kevin Durant going to different teams, trying to put all-stars together to where it doesn't work out. If I'm Giannis, I'm sure they're going to do anything possible. They're always trying to make the team better. They're constantly giving them pieces. If I'm him, I'll probably stay there in Milwaukee where my kids are born. His kids have been born there. He's created a legacy. They're going to build a statue of him. And I think that's where he should just go ahead and retire. It's just we don't have any originals like that anymore in the game today. Everybody's moving around, searching for that second or third championship. I think the place for Giannis is to stay in Milwaukee.
Yes, it's all about what it is that he really wants to do, right? Does he really want to stay in Milwaukee, be, the face of the Bucks, the statue, all of those sort of things to go along, like known as one of the greatest to ever do it in Milwaukee? Or is he chasing immediately the second and third and fourth rings? Like, is he really ring chasing? Mm-hmm. And at the end, he's going to get the money no matter where he goes. He's going to get paid. But do you want to try to pick up reboot, go to a whole nother city in a whole nother town, and try to lay down a foundation there. And when it does not go the way you wanted it to go, all of a sudden you're the problem. Opposed to in Milwaukee, he can do whatever he want to do.
No, he's never been a problem in Milwaukee.
Joe, he's firing coaches, bringing in trades. He's doing what Paul did in Boston.
They don't make it past the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, if he goes somewhere else, anything that goes wrong will be his fault. But they've also done a good job of bringing in players. Like it's not.
They're trying.
They're trying. I don't think it's a bad organization. And there's no guarantee just because you go somewhere else that you're automatically going to win anywhere. Right. Coming up, Paul will tell us his favorite part of last night's BET Awards. That's next.
Hey, man, what's that right there, man?
Last night, Paul attended the BET Awards, and it looked like he was having a good time.
What's that there?
Paul, what was your favorite part of the night? Did you like the red carpet, performances?
Hey, the performances, a lot of the old school 106 and Park tribute. You had Ashanti, Maya. You had, oh man, it was just so many great performances. It was beautiful.
Tiana Taylor performed, right?
What was that?
Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor, yes, yes. Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne. Oh, it was beautiful.
That's it for us. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern.